Hi, welcome to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be making a couple long sleeve lace tops. If this is the first time you're seeing one of my videos, my name's Rachel. Thanks for stopping by. I like to make stuff here, and since I've primarily been sewing lately, you can expect to see a little bit of personal style chit chat here too. So like I said, I'm going to be making a couple long sleeve lace tops in this video. A couple weeks ago, I posted a video sharing all of my fall and winter sewing plans for this next year, along with a bunch of the fabric that I'm going to be using. If you haven't seen that video yet, feel free to go watch it. I'll link it right here. And in that video, I showed some lace fabric that I had bought and shared some of the ideas that I had with that. So I'm going to show you guys the fabric that I showed in that video first. So I have two different kind of lacy fabrics. They're both stretch. So this is the black one that I have, and it has like a big flower print on it, and it does have quite a bit of stretch. I guess the stretch is this way. Yeah, it has some stretch this way. And I really liked the lace design on here. It's just got some really big bold flowers. And I know that black isn't usually one of my very best colors, but I do love wearing black. I would say that I have like medium contrast, and I have a little bit of warmth to my features. So technically, I guess my best dark neutral is going to be like chocolate brown, but I wear a lot of black. I really love black. I just think it is timeless, and it's really nice to just own a lot of black that goes all together so easily. And all that being said, I do feel like I need to start incorporating a little bit more sheer black into my wardrobe, because if I'm going to be wearing black, I think that that just kind of like softens the black against my skin. It isn't quite as stark as like black. I guess this is like folded up black. Either way, I feel like it looks fine. So I guess that's one way to make black fit my features a little bit better. I also really like wearing faded black. I feel like faded black is kind of a softer black on me. But yeah, I want to make one of the shirts out of this. And then I also found this really beautiful ivory. It's like, yeah, it's definitely like ivory, kind of like sheer knit. I wouldn't call this lace, but it is like a sheer knit material, and it has quite a bit of stretch to it, a lot more than this one does right here. I'm a little bit intimidated to work with this just because it does have a lot more stretch, and I've never worked with something quite like this before. So yeah, thinking more about using this, I did go out and buy two other laces that I can kind of do the first try of this shirt with, and I'll show you guys those in a minute. But first, I just kind of wanted to share my vision. In my other video, I had talked about this shirt by Free People. I've been seeing this all over the place. I really love how versatile it is and how many different ways you can style this shirt. I also think it's a really good kind of transition piece between summer and fall, and living in San Francisco, it's pretty mild all year round. So there are some days where I just kind of want a layered look, but it's not quite chilly enough to wear a bunch of layers, and I feel like this is going to be the perfect thing to just kind of add a little bit of feminine frilly flair to my outfits. So instead of going out and buying the Free People one, I really want to make a couple myself. And also I recognize that these fabrics are a lot different than the material that the Free People shirts are made out of. And that was kind of my thought too. I want it to be sheer, but I don't want it to be like as sheer. Like I don't want it to just be mesh, I guess, like the Free People one. The Free People one is like mesh with kind of like lace embroidery or like details on it. And I just want to make these like full lace. I tend to gravitate towards larger prints, so the really dainty floral prints aren't really something that I feel like fit with my style quite as much as like these bolder lace prints. But is this called a print? These bolder lace designs. So in that video, I shared a couple drawings that I made, just rough doodles of kind of what I was picturing in my head. So here is a picture of the white one, and then here's a picture of the black one. I do want to do these more of like a funnel neck with a lettuce hem on the top, which I'll talk about more in a minute. And like I said, with these two different laces, I'm a little bit nervous using both of these the first time. I did get these from my favorite fabric store here in San Francisco. It's called Fabric Outlet, and sadly they are going out of business. Just their physical location is going out of business. They will be still available at califabrics.com. I'll make sure to put a link in the description for you guys. It is my favorite fabric store that I found here, and although they will be online, I will miss going to the store and just touching things and looking around. So I'm really sad, and I think that they're going to be open until like mid-November. So I still have a little bit of time to shop, and I was there the other day and I got two other laces on sale. They're having super sale right now. These two are the same kind of design, and I'll just kind of show you. This is an off-white. I do really like this one because I feel like it can pass as white or off-white depending on what you pair it with. It's not like obviously one or the other, and especially when it's up against your skin, you can't really tell which one it is. But yeah, this I just thought was really pretty. It's kind of this like leaf pattern all throughout, and it does have quite a bit of stretch too. I think it has a little bit more stretch than this black one here. I think this is what I'm going to be using for my first one that I make, just because I got quite a bit of it and I know there's a whole bunch left and it was on sale, so I'm not quite as nervous to cut into this. I also got it in black, the same one, and here's what it looks like. So I think these are going to be the first two that I make, and then I don't know, maybe I won't feel the need to have another black one and I can do something different with this, but I definitely think I'm going to be wanting to use this to make one at some point, or maybe I'll even just make a regular turtleneck out of this. I don't know. I haven't fully decided, but I know for these projects, I'm going to be using these two fabrics instead of the other ones to start. So in terms of sewing patterns, I'm going to be using this turtleneck sewing pattern. I've never used this before, but I know that it is a go-to for a lot of people, so I'm really excited to give it a try. Even though the sewing pattern seems just like the perfect turtleneck, for this project, I am going to be making a few changes. So first, I am going to be doing a lettuce hem along the neckline and probably the sleeves too. And then also, instead of doing an actual turtleneck cuff, I want it to be kind of like a grown-on turtleneck, if that makes sense, or like a mock neck or a funnel neck, I guess. I don't want there to be a seam where the turtleneck part meets the shirt. So I have done a little bit of experimenting. Last night, I kind of played around with the pattern a little bit and some scrap fabric that I have, as well as some old fabric. So I will show you guys those. Also, after I did all of this experimenting, I remembered a video by Pattern Scout from a couple years ago that I'd seen. I'll make sure to link it in the description here. And she had made 2 different mesh tops. And one of them was also inspired by the same Free People shirt that I'm talking about. So I'll probably go back and watch her video again just to kind of get some ideas on how to alter this pattern, because yeah, I did my best, but I definitely want to go back and watch her video just to kind of compare what we did, because she actually knows how to make patterns and I don't. So I'm sure that's going to be helpful. But yeah, last night, this is what I ended up doing. So here is the regular neckline of this sewing pattern. And instead of actually doing the tube for the turtleneck part, I just kind of altered this so that it swoops up right here and then it goes straight over. So it comes up, what is this like? I think it's like an inch and a quarter. An inch and a quarter? Yeah. This is like an inch and a quarter up right here. And then on the sides, this is like 3/4 of an inch. Yeah, yeah, like 3/4 of an inch. So I did use this to make this cute little crop top. So this is way too cropped to ever wear, but I just had some leftover fabric from a shirt that I had actually messed up on when I first got my serger like a 1.5 years ago, I guess. But yeah, I just kind of wanted to try this little neck hole to see what my updated pattern would make. So this is what it looks like. I'm not gonna try it on. It is really, really wide at the top here, and I think that's because this fabric is like extremely stretchy. So I don't think any of the laces I'm going to be using right here are quite as stretchy as this. Also, the lettuce hem kind of just got a little funky on the top. The bottom turned out really cute and curly. I was just kind of experimenting with different types of lettuce edges, and I do this with my sewing machine. So I just kind of curl the fabric under, I stretch it really far, and then I do a really tight zigzag stitch all the way along the edge, and it gives me that really perfect lettuce hem. The more you stretch your fabric, the more curly it's gonna get, and I really love a super curly lettuce hem. So that's what I'm gonna be doing on these two. I don't think I'm gonna be doing lettuce hem around the bottom because I'll probably end up tucking these in, but I am going to be doing lettuce hem around at least the top, and probably the sleeves too. The Free People shirt sleeves are really long, like they come like all the way down the hand, and I really like that style. I really like either my sleeves to be 3/4 length or super long. So I'm going to be going for super long. If I have to roll them up a little bit, that's totally fine. And then for the neck, so when I made this one, I just felt like the neck was just a little bit too low. So I do want it to be a little bit higher, and then I want it to be a little bit more narrow. So after I made that, I decided to make the shirt that I'm currently wearing, and I made this out of a jersey knit, just in this white color. It's like an off-white color, but I made the full shirt just because I wanted to see how adding the sleeves and like putting my actual shoulders and stuff in affected how all of this fit, because this was really loose and baggy, but then once I actually had sleeves and put my arms in, then actually pulled this smoother. But as you can see, this is pretty tight around my neck, and there's not really much of a lettuce edge, and I think that's just because this fabric right here is a lot stretchier than this one, and this has about the same stretch as this lace. So I know that I changed the neck hole from here to make it more narrow, but I think that I'm going to go backwards and make it like this. So I'm going to make it a little bit wider. So this is going to stand straight a little bit more. So this is going to go like up like this. And then I'm also going to make this a little bit taller taller too, because I do like, I want it to stand up a little bit taller than this on my neck, because I know in this lace it's gonna kind of scrunch down a little bit, and I do really want it to be like a mock neck, turtleneck height. So yeah, I'll probably extend it up like a 1/4 of an inch or something. I know my first one probably won't be perfect, but I guess my goal is to just make sure that my head can get through it this first time, and then I can always go through and make it smaller if I need to. I'll probably be using my serger for most of this, but as far as the neck hole goes, maybe I'll use like a basting stitch on my regular sewing machine until I can figure out exactly the size that I want the neck hole to be. Let's see. I'm trying to think about how this fits me. Let's see. So yeah, this shirt fits me perfectly throughout the rest of my body, and I made it in my regular size, so I think I'm gonna be doing the same for the lace. I do want it to fit nice and close to my body. It doesn't need to be super, super tight, but yeah, I do want it to fit close to my body and like comfortably, of course. So I'm just going to go with my normal size, and hopefully it turns out good. So right now I'm gonna go cut out some fabric, and then later on tonight, I'll probably start putting it together. This came together in like 30 minutes, and I'm sure this will take a little bit longer because I've never really used lace for sewing before. So I'll just be going slow and crossing my fingers that it turns out. And then at the end of this video, I'll make sure to try them on for you guys and kind of show you how I style them. I've seen them styled in so many different ways, and I have a lot of ideas about how I'll style these with the things that I'm going to be making later in the season too, so I'm really excited. There's also this scalloped edge. Let's see, does it stretch? Oh yeah, it does stretch that way. Okay, I could also make the bottom of the sleeves with this scalloped edge, which I think would be really cute. I could even make the bottom of the shirt like that too. Yeah, okay, that is the way that it stretches. Okay, that's probably what I'm going to try to do. I'm gonna try to make the bottom of the shirt with the scalloped edge and the bottom of the sleeves, and then the top will be lettuce hem. I'm excited. Let's see if I have enough. Do I have enough? Okay, how is this fabric? Oh yeah, okay, that's on both sides. Perfect. So I'm just going to end up having to trim along all of this mesh right here to make this the edge. I think that's the way you do it. I'm gonna have to watch some videos on this. Okay, let's go. Okay, so I just put the whole shirt together. It looks like this, and this is what the top looks like. I'm really, really excited about how the bottom of the sleeves and everything turned out, and I did try this on, and it fits perfect everywhere, except for this still doesn't have enough stretch. I did add an extra like 1/4 inch on either side, making it like an extra inch wider than the other knit that I used to test this. It still doesn't have quite as much stretch as I expected it to. So getting this over my head is really tricky. Getting it off is even trickier. I ended up getting like my tinted sunscreen all over it when I was getting it off, but luckily it washed up really easily. So definitely on the next couple that I make, I'm going to have to adjust the neck hole to be a little bit bigger, but otherwise this fits so perfectly and I'm really excited to try it on for you guys. I am going to finish the top of the neck hole here with just a lettuce edge. So I'm just gonna kind of gently roll it like this, just like a teeny tiny fold at the top, and then I stretch it as tight as I can. And then I'm going to adjust the settings on my sewing machine. I'm gonna make it the widest zigzag stitch, but I'm gonna make the stitches really short, if that makes sense. It's just going to be a zigzag stitch all the way along this edge. I know that you can do it on your serger too. I just have always done it this way, so I'm not gonna do it a different way this time. So yeah, I'm gonna do that, and then this one will be finished, and then I'll work on the other ones too and make that adjustment for the neck hole, and then I will try these on for you guys and then style them. So I'll see you later. Hey, okay, so it's a few days later, it's actually like a week later, and I made 3 of these shirts, so I think I'm just gonna chat through these really quickly with you guys before I try them on, just to kind of share my thoughts about the process. So first, I made this white one right here, so that's that leafy lace, and I love this so much. This was so much easier to put together than I expected it to be, so I did add a little bit more space for the neck hole when I was adjusting the pattern, and then also instead of doing an actual hem along the bottom and the sleeves, I think I said in the beginning of this video that I was going to do a lettuce hem, but instead of doing that, I actually cut out all my fabric along the selvage and then trimmed up the lace so that you have this really beautiful scalloped edge. So this wasn't the first time I've done this. I actually did it 8 years ago when I was making my veil for my wedding. I remember when I was shopping for veils, I was really surprised with how expensive they were. So I was determined to make my own just to save some money. And of course, I really like crafty things. And once I actually started the project, I realized why veils are so expensive. I'll insert a picture of my veil right here. So it was like an oval shape, and then I just wanted lace around the edges, but of course lace is straight, so I ended up having to trim really carefully around all the lace and then hand stitch it along the edge of the tulle, and I had to really meticulously cut through the lace to overlap it to make that curved edge. So it probably took me like 19 hours. I ended up doing the project for $50, so I definitely saved some money, but it did not save me time. But yeah, I felt like this was no big deal compared to that project, and it was definitely much easier than hemming the bottom or even doing a lettuce hem. I felt like even with the really meticulous cutting, it was still a little bit faster, and I just really love how it looks. And then I also did the same thing for the black one here, so you can see you've got the scalloped edge there and around the sleeves too. So yeah, these are the same fabrics, they have the same edge on them, so that was just really easy and really cute. So the first time I put this on, I realized that the head hole, even though I had added a little bit of extra space, it was still really tight. So I can't get this over my head. It is a little bit of a struggle, so I just have to make sure I'm really careful when I'm putting it on. And when I'm taking it off, I like put a shirt over my head. I'll show you guys how I take this off because it's like this little trick that I use to make sure that I like don't get makeup on the edges of things. It still isn't perfect, but you know, it's something. But then once I get it on, it looks really cute. I love this shirt so much. I feel like I need to make more of these. I know I've already made 3. I'm gonna see how often I wear these, but I think I want a couple more colors because now that I've made these, I want to layer them under everything, especially for the fall time in San Francisco. Fall in San Francisco is like the warmest time of the year, so I want to dress kind of fall-y, but I also want to be comfortable, so I feel like this is the solution for that. So yeah, there is the first one that I made, and then here is the second one I made, and everything is basically the same on this too, except for I did add a little bit more space in the neck hole, just because, like I said, the white one was a little bit tight. This one's perfect, and the sleeves on these are perfect length. You'll see in my try-on that they come down to like right here, which is perfect length for me, especially in something like this. If I'm layering something over the top, like a jacket or something, I really like the lace to be kind of poking out the bottom. I love this shirt so much too. And then once I was finished with those, I really wanted to use this fabric that I'd showed you guys. So this is more of like a cozy, it's kind of like, what is this, knit or like crochet? It's a really, really fine open knit stretchy fabric. So I wouldn't really consider this lace, but it is still kind of sheer. So I did consider doing a lettuce hem on this. I did test it out a little bit and I didn't really like the look of it with this fabric. I just tested on like a little swatch of fabric. So I ended up just following the turtleneck sewing pattern and doing a mock neck version of it. So this was just made with the basic instructions and I love how this turned out. I actually wore it all day yesterday. The only thing is that I forgot to add extra length onto the sleeves because for these ones I didn't hem the sleeves at all, and for this one I did. So I just did a regular, I serged the edge and then I folded it up, and then I just did a zigzag stitch, and that's how I hemmed the bottom too. So the sleeves are a little bit on the shorter side. They hit me like right here. I like my sleeves either long or like 3/4, but I don't love anything in here. It just feels weird to me. So I'll probably end up rolling those sleeves up. I do have a lot of this fabric left, so I might just make another one of these because I feel like I'm gonna wear it a lot. And I do want a version that has longer sleeves. This length is good for, I guess, if I wanna scrunch them up a little bit and wear something that's 3/4 length sleeve. Like on a warmer day, I like to wear my flannels with the sleeves rolled up, and this would be perfect under that because they wouldn't be like all the way down to my hands and being scrunched up from there. They'd be scrunched up from here. I think I'll make another one of these because I just love it so much. Okay, and then now for the fun part of the video, I'm going to go try all these on and style them for you guys so you can see kind of how I'm going to be incorporating them into my wardrobe. I feel like they're super versatile. They can go really, really casual to a little bit dressier. So let's go do that. Okay, we're back. So that was so much fun. As you can see, these are super versatile. I'm really excited to try these with a lot of other things too. When I do these try-on videos, I notice that there are so many different personalities within my wardrobe. So it's really fun to try these on with a bunch of different things and see them go so well with several of those personalities. So I imagine I'll probably be wearing these a lot, and I'll probably be making more. These are super easy to make. I think that they come together in like, I don't know, 45 minutes. From like cutting fabric to finishing it, I can do it within like an hour. So I can make one of these in an hour. So now I have black and white. So if I make any more, I'll probably do them in different colors, just kind of as I find stretch lace that I like. I haven't really seen a ton of stretch laces when I've gone shopping for fabric. So fingers crossed that I find a couple colors I really love at some point in the near future, as if I need more fabric. Anyway, that's everything I have for you guys today. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, please consider doing that. If you like this video, and if you didn't like this video, then I hope you like the next one. I hope you're having a great day, and I'll see you later. Bye.